In this lesson, you will learn about patterning and positioning bodies in SOLIDWORKS. Open up the file called Crankshaft Start from your Infinite Skills Chapter 1 directory. In this case, we're starting with a single solid body, and we're going to make an entire crankshaft out of this single body. Let's start using a mirror command. Click the face of the extrude that's not near the origin as the mirror face, and then to mirror box, select anywhere on the existing body. Make sure that the Merge Solids option is turned on, and click OK. Notice that the Merge Solid option caused the cylindrical faces to be joined together, and there is a single solid body listed in the folder. Now there are two ways to proceed with the rest of the creation of this crankshaft, and we'll go through both ways. The first method involves a linear pattern. Use the Flyout Feature Manager, the Z-axis as your direction. Set up the distance to be 5.75 inches. This is the distance between flat faces on the main axis of the shaft. Set the instances to 3, and then expand the Bodies to Pattern box and select the solid body. Notice that the pattern feature does not have a merge option like the mirror feature does. So when we accept the linear pattern, notice that there are breaks in between the 3 bodies. And notice that there are 3 bodies listed in the Solid Bodies folder. Now we will need to rotate 2 of these bodies to get them in the position needed for the crankshaft. So let's use the Move Copy Bodies feature, which can be found on the Insert menu, Features, Move Copy. Select the middle body for the bodies to move, and make sure that you click the Rotate Translate button so that the Translate and Rotate are visible. Expand the Rotate panel, and in the Rotation Reference selection box, select the Z-axis. Enter 120 degrees, and make sure that the Copy option is turned off. If this is on, you will create a second body in the middle instead of just moving the existing body. When you're all set up, click OK. Now do this again for the third body, so Insert, Features, Move Copy. The third body. Rotate around the Z-axis by 240 degrees. Making sure Copy is turned off. Click OK. The crankshaft is complete, and we need now to just join together the 3 bodies. So let's go to Insert, Features, Combine. You can put these commands on your toolbar if you find that you're going to use them frequently, so you don't have to continually go through the menus. Make sure the option is Add, and for your information, these are the Boolean operations, typically called add, subtract, and intersect, but SOLIDWORKS calls intersect common. In this case, we're going to add together these bodies. So let's click on all 3, make sure they're selected properly in the Bodies to Combine box, and click OK. Now we have a single solid body in the folder, and the faces of the cylindrical shaft have been joined together, so we have a single solid body. Now I mentioned that there were 2 ways of doing this. Let's take a look at the second method. This is not necessarily a better method, it's just that you may need some of these tools later on. I'm going to delete everything after the mirror function. So click on the linear pattern and shift select the combine, press delete on the keyboard, and accept the deletion. This method is a little more convoluted, and you might say that you wouldn't actually do things this way, but it will demonstrate another technique you find useful in some situation. We'll start off this time with a circular pattern rather than a linear pattern. In this circular pattern, we're going to rotate not about the main axis, but about an edge on the existing part. Then the bodies to pattern, I'll select this body. Now the bodies will show up looking kind of jumbled up, and that's okay. We're going to put them in order using another method. What's important here is that they are all in the proper orientation, meaning properly, even though they're not in the correct position. So let's go back to the Move Copy Bodies, Insert, Features, Move Copy. And I'm going to move these bodies one at a time. So I'll select this body as the body to move. And I'm going to click on the Constraints button down here. This looks rather like the mate function in assemblies, and it is. So in order to mate this part into place, I'm going to start by clicking on this face of the part I'm going to move, the part I want to stay stationary, and then clicking the right mouse button to accept. Click the cylindrical face and this cylindrical face and right click. Once I'm done moving that particular body, I'll exit out of the Move Copy Body feature, and it creates an actual feature in the tree. To move the other body, I'm going to need to use a second feature. So Insert, Features, Move Copy, Bodies to Move, this one, Mate Settings, to this face, right-click to accept, click on the cylindrical face, click on this cylindrical face, and right-click to accept. And then click on the OK button to create the second Move Copy Bodies feature. Again, you will need to add a combine feature using the Add option, selecting the three bodies, and right-click to accept.